I was thinking of calling this Oops All Superheroes as the possible finale to the Oops All trilogy, but then I saw how badly Oops All Horror was doing. I'm not going to finish that now. The Umbrella Academy Season 3. I already talked about Season 2, and this one is pretty new, so let's see if I have anything more to say. So, The Umbrella Academy is a superhero series on Netflix. It's basically an adult, subversive take on a concept used in children's cartoons and stuff. A billionaire puts together a group of superpowered kids and gets them to fight crime, except now they're all grown and fucked up, and it's clear that the billionaire should not have done that and that he was a terrible person. And they've done their own thing in the first 2 seasons with time travel and the fate of the universe at stake. And in Season 3 it turns out they've altered the past so much that reality is falling apart. This season is notable because in between this and last season, star Ellen Page became star Elliot Page, and people were wondering how they were going to handle this. Well, the answer is simple. Make the characters transgender too. That was easy. Anyway, this season begins with an elaborate fantasy dance sequence which shows that this will maintain the feel of Season 2. And it continues with that energy throughout the whole season. It's a fun, sci-fi story full of action, dark humor, and effective needle drops. My main complaint is that I feel like the time travel aspect is a little more confusing this time. It kinda bites off a little more than it can chew. But other than that, this was pretty good. I don't really have much else to say about it that I haven't said about the rest of the show. It's fun, it has good action, and a few surprises.
The myth, the magic, the mystery, the majesty.
Destroy Argos! Let loose the last of the Titans.
Metro Goldwyn Mayer presents Clash of the Titans.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi returns to the character of Thor after making Thor: Ragnarok, directing and also writing along with Jennifer Caton Robinson. Jojo Rabbit has just made him a household name, and this movie might have already made it cool to hate him, despite him still being awesome. This one's pretty divisive. Personally, I think it's one of the better movies in Phase 4, but that probably says more about Phase 4 than this movie. So far, this phase, at least movie-wise, has brought back to mind something we were all thinking beforehand. Wasn't Endgame supposed to be the end? Marvel said that everything was leading up to that, and now that it happened, now what? I guess not everything needs to be leading up to something. I mean, I personally think the DC Universe got better once they stopped trying to set up some big crossover, but it seems like they've exhausted all of their ideas. Hey, what if Spider-Man, but we throw in other people who've played Spider-Man? At this rate, Phase 5 is just going to be 12 movies of Khaleesi committing war crimes. This just feels like another Thor Ragnarok, except not as good. But at least that's still a good way to go. It still has Waititi's sense of humor and likable characters. Oh, and I guess chances are that other girl wrote a lot of the best stuff, so I probably shouldn't give Waititi all the credit. Before I saw it, I heard things about it saying it's too much humor for its own good, and so there's no weight to anything. While I was watching, I did not get that feeling at all. After all, that opening scene was really freaking dark. I mean, if the tone was really like what they said, that actually would have made it at least different from the other MCU movies. Also, I really hate that I couldn't avoid hearing that kind of thing before actually watching the movie and forming my own opinion. Also, a lot has been said about how the effects aren't as good.
Okay. Does that look real?
In that particular shot, no, actually. It doesn't really, right? When you look close.
Does it need to be more blue?
Well,
you know,
no.
does he look real?
No, none of
Does
us.
she look
Something looks very off about this.
Dude, that's your movie. Those are your underpaid special effects artists. But I didn't notice that very much while watching, so that probably says something in this movie's favor. It benefits from the great cast and a fun vibe that features a surprising number of Guns N' Roses needle drops. And Christian Bale is unrecognizable as the villain, but unfortunately it feels kind of like the same old, but thanks to the humor it becomes an above average version of the same old. Anyway, yeah, this is good for the fans and completionists. It's far from Waititi's best, but it's fun enough. Be a hero and join my Patreon. Link in the description.